Hi budding biologist, welcome to Module 2. In this module we're going to be looking at the organisation of living things. In this clip we're going to compare different types of organisms. We're going to compare unicellular, colonial and multicellular organisms in terms of their cell structure and specialisation and function. Unicellular organisms are theorised to be the earliest forms of life. Colonial organisms are thought to be the stepping stone in evolution from unicellular to multicellular organisms. Let's start with unicellular organisms. They are made up of one cell. The main types are archaea, bacteria and protozoa. They can either be prokaryotic, such as archaea and bacteria, or eukaryotic, such as protozoa, algae or fungi. Unicellular organisms must carry out all their metabolic processes to sustain life within the one cell. This means that there's no division of labour between cells. This happens between the organelles within that one cell. This has the impact of having a low operational efficiency. This means that a unicellular organism carries out all the life processes for survival. These are more simplified processes, yet they're very effective and are completed within the individual organelles of the cell. Unicellular cells use the cell membrane to regulate the removal of wastes and allows for the transport of essential nutrients into the cell. Due to being one cell, they cannot be too large. Recall from our membrane transport clip, if a cell becomes too large, the rate of diffusion will be inefficient. Unicellular organisms, due to performing all metabolic processes, are not overly specialised. Colonial organisms form colonies which are physically connected and independent. These colonies can be made of either unicellular or multicellular cells. These formations of colonies have the advantage of physical proximity for the distribution of nutrients. An example would be a biofilm. That are a microbial colony where multiple species grow together. This has greater capabilities for drug resistance and stability in changes in the environment. Multicellular organisms are organisms that consist of more than one cell. Both plants and animals are multicellular organisms. They are dependent on the cells within their system to survive. Each cell type performs a specific function and works in complementary ways to contributing to the coordination of the cell. Division of labour is not at an organelle level, as it is in unicellular organisms, it's at a cellular level, and in some more complex organisms, it's at an organelle level. We'll look back at this later in a future clip. Due to having many cells working together to complete different tasks, a specific function is completed in bulk. This is where cell specialisation becomes important, as it allows for different cells to carry out different tasks. We'll be exploring cell specialisation in more detail in a future clip. As there are many cells in a multicellular organism, they can be larger in size. This is because of the increased ability to effectively carry out metabolic functions. This also allows for a longer lifespan. So let's wrap this up by comparing unicellular and multicellular organisms in a table. Unicellular organisms are made of a single cell that carries out all the life processes, whereas a multicellular organism carries out specialised functions. Within unicellular organisms, labour is divided between organelles, whereas in a multicellular organism, it's divided between specialised cells, tissues and organs, depending on the complexity of the organism. Unicellular organisms rely heavily on the cell membrane to control the movement of materials in and out of the cell, as it is all exposed. Whereas the multicellular organism, only the outer cells, which are specialised, are exposed. Unicellular cells are smaller due to being generalised and require quicker diffusion rate due to completing all metabolic processes. Multicellular cells can be large due to having specialised functions and having bulked metabolic processes being carried out. Unicellular organisms have quick reproduction rates and a short lifespan compared to that of multicellular organisms, which have slow reproduction rate and a longer lifespan. In my next clip, we'll explore cell differentiation and specialisation. See you next time, budding biologists.